Hey everybody, Jake, your resident content cowboy here. Yeehaw! I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the Blissey EX drop event, as well as what you are going to be able to make out of this, because this is actually one of the cooler promo events, in my opinion, because there are a lot of cards that could actually be relevant for their decks, right? So we'll talk about those here in a second. Really quick, I'm going to go through just the basics of the event. I'm going to show you a Blissey deck that we have built in a little bit here. Really quick, when you're going through each level of the event here, all of these battle tasks, it would be really good to get these in one go as you're moving through the event, right? Ideally, you do that way you don't need to spend energy or stamina, whatever they call this, right? Event stamina to do these missions again. One good thing to notice here, any battle task outside of one that says win by turn 14 or whatever, you can do these and then quit. You will not lose your battle stamina. So if you want to do these in one, quit, and then bring another deck in to finish it, you can. Ideally, you want to do these first three with one battle stamina so you can save all of your battle stamina for expert, because you are guaranteeing that you get a pack when you get down to expert right here. That's the absolute best way to farm packs in an event like this. I'll take a look at the deck that I built for this. However, I think there are a ton of decks that work well for this event. You could definitely build an Oracorio deck to make something like this work. It's just easy. Like, honestly, your opponent's decks are bad. What I built right here, this will satisfy the only win with a 3-diamond deck as well, and you can just put this on auto. I think it lost one time while I was just sitting here editing videos and getting stuff set up. So we've got 2 Rockruff, 2 Rampardos, 2 Lycanroc. These will find the Lycanroc. The nice thing about this is they have less HP than Ho-Oh has, so Ho-Oh in that active spot is getting hit for 100 every turn. It just takes it down super fast, and then Rampardos can finish it off. Really, really basic. Again, this works super well for the quest to win with like 1, 2, like this one right here, win this battle with 1 diamond, 2 diamond, and 3 diamond rarity. Obviously, when you win the event, you open your promo packs right up here in this little gift area. You have to open them one by one, because I don't know why. I wish you didn't have to open them one by one, but you do have to open them one by one. And each card that you pull has different odds. The EX has the lowest odds out of the set. We go ahead and open our solo reward right here. And I'll go ahead and show you the cards real quick, because I do think there's some cool ones before I talk about, this is a cool one right here, the Chinchou, before I talk about the Blissey deck that we have built with this. I think there are going to be some cool ways to build Blissey, and honestly, the game didn't build it in too unreasonable of a way. In general, a lot of the EX promos are bad, and I don't think this one is stellar, but I do think it has some up points, or high points. So first off, new Horsey in this set is pretty cool, right? This will actually help Seadra out quite a bit if it's in that active spot. Now, the other Horsey we have hits for 30 damage, which is good against babies, right? This, however, allows you to make some really interesting Cyrus plays, so I actually think this is a decent promo card for the Kingdra line. Then we have Chinchou right here, Luring Glow. Flip a coin. If heads, switch one of your opponent's benched Pokemon into the active spot. A pretty cool power for this, and you pair this with using this right into an elemental switch. We actually have 2 cards that make both of their EXs a lot more interesting. We have a promo Houndoom that is the same as the Houndoom we have in the game. 3 energy, unfortunately, feels like a lot to ask for with this card. I don't think it will be particularly meta. We have a new Kangaskhan promo, same as the Kangaskhan that we have in the game. This is a pretty cool card and can do some decent damage. And then, of course, Blissey EX. Blissey EX with 4 energy, allowing you to hit for 100 damage, and on a coin flip, heal yourself for 60 with 180 HP. Now that we've talked a little bit about the event, the best way to kind of cheese through it, again, basic fighting kits, the deck I showed you, Oracorio, could all work well. Let's talk a little bit about this Blissey deck that I've built right here, just to get you an idea of what this looks like. Again, I think it's pretty similar to what the game has, and I'll tell you some of the high points and some of the low points here for this deck. I think one of the lowest points being 4 energy to do 100 damage is not incredible, right? I mean, you got to think about, you know, Charizard 4 energy to do a crazy amount of damage, right? This is the first deck that we built with this. You're running only Psychic Energy, and let me talk to you about it. You have 1 Magby here. a baby that's able to generate extra energy. There is absolutely another version of this deck where you're running multiple babies and you're generating more energy. What I've found works really well with a setup like this, you have Giratina powering on the bench. We only have one Giratina in our deck. It's powering on the bench while you're using the babies and the energy to either power Giratina if it looks like it's going to be able to swing soon, or power Ho-Oh. Once Ho-Oh gets online, Ho-Oh will then power our Chansey or Blissey at that point. We have a red card, a comms. You have a lot of like annoying parts in this deck. There are times where you desperately would want to have your Ho-Oh to power, or you would desperately want your Giratina to be powering, or you just have two Chanseys and you can't find that Blissey. So I think this is a pretty helpful card. Couple of Pokeballs, a giant cape. That's really for the HP breakpoints on a baby, because sometimes they can get cracked in one hit, right? The Ho-Ohs or the Giratina. Two professors, Sabrina, Cyrus, Lyra. Lyra is really good for Ho-Oh, Giratina, and even Blissey or Chansey to move out of that active spot and not pay these ludicrous retreat costs. Then we've got Silver. Silver is just a great card. It disrupts your opponent, and it kind of tells you how the match is going. And one Ilima. So a couple cool things about this deck. The Chansey we're running is the 3 energy gentle slap Chansey. The big reason behind this, if I have this Chansey in the deck, I have an answer to Oricorio, and Oricorio takes 3 turns to KO this thing. So I actually have a way to deal with Oricorio without adding any other cards. I could also put Giovanni into this deck to one-shot something like that, so I don't have to spend multiple turns on it as well. But this is just a nice way to deal with it, right? The other option of Chansey is... Where are you, buddy? The other option of Chansey... Hold on here. Is going to be this one, the Scrunch Chansey. Scrunch, flip a coin if heads during your opponent's next turn, prevent all damage done. I don't think this is particularly great. Now, a card we could slot in here that would be pretty cool would be Blissey. So you could run this as well. This attack does 20 more damage for each energy attached to this Pokemon. This Blissey you could slot in if you would like to remove something from this deck, remove a supporter, or even just decide, I'm not playing Giratina, I'm just going to power with babies and stuff like that. This also could one-shot your Oricorios and deal with them. The thing I like about this setup a little bit more just on first brush with it is you don't fill your deck with a lot of things that are set up to deal with one threat. The Chansey can handle that threat, while the rest of your deck is set up to get either Giratina or Blissey online. Blissey, obviously 180 HP, able to tank for a while and hopefully do enough damage to your opponents to take them out. Speaking about the flip a coin and heal 60, there is a thought that you might want to add the supporter card Will to this deck, right? So if you take a look at a card like Will will guarantee that the next time you flip, you get a heads. This is essentially like having a Lily on a stage 1 Pokemon. However, you're only turning something that's a 50-50 to 100. You're not Lilying out of nowhere, right? So you could be healing without it. I think given how much HP this has, I don't expect that you're gonna do much. I don't think you're going to get that much value out of Will in this deck, but you could absolutely run it. You're guaranteeing the heal, which could be pretty good, but I think you actually probably want more room in your deck for some of these other cards. For instance, Ilima is a really powerful card in this set. If you start Chansey Blissey, you can use that as a wall, pull that back, and not waste any of the energy you have on this Pokemon, rather than just kind of hoping for a coin flip. Same thing with Lyra. Lyra allows you to move around the battlefield in some really interesting ways. So that's a little bit about the event and a little bit about this Blissey deck right here. All right, we are going first right here, which means we kind of have like an unfortunate energy disadvantage, but that's okay. We'll go ahead and put, well, you know, I could just put Giratina in the active here for going first. Let's just go ahead and do that. I'll just go Giratina active, power it, fight with it, and set everything else up on my bench. Going into Solgaleo. We've got 2 Pokeballs. The only thing we can't, you know, get any value out of right now is the baby. We're looking for Chansey here, obviously. We don't need it turn 1, but we need it eventually. There it is. This is Good board for us. Bad hand otherwise, but a good board, right? We've got our Ho-Ohs. We got Chansey. I can power Giratina in the active to put pressure on them. They're comms in and looking for something over there. Okay. Just power up. Next turn I could swing if they don't have anything. They could go right into Solgaleo. They don't have it yet. So, good situation for us to be in. We definitely Sabrina here. No question. Get rid of their energy. It's just too much energy generation on their side, right? You can't let them keep that. This Blissey deck's looking a lot like a Giratina deck. Dang, this Blissey deck's super Giratina right now. They're looking to pull their cards. They have to pull a basic right here. Which, of course, they can do. More low. Not what they're looking for, obviously. GG. Moving on. Moving on. Chansey start's kind of our worst start. It's really rough. But we have Ilima. We could power it, but obviously our hand is blech. We would love to be powering a Giratina on the bench in a moment like this. They've got Zubat and Nihilego. They KO this thing way too fast for us. We might need a Sabrina turn 1 to slow them down. It might be one of the only things we can do. Because if they Crobat EX next turn... I mean, we have an Ilima to play around it, but other than that, I think we're just cooked if they Crobat, so... we're going to Sabrina and try to slow this. If we can get one turn, Ilima into Ho-Oh, power, we might have a shot. There's Darkrai. Gosh, Crobat's so good. Other Ho-Oh, interesting. Hopefully they don't Silver and take Ilima, because then we just lose a point. Oh, good. They didn't have Crobat. If they have Crobat, they don't make this play, right? So they missed their Crobat. We had a rough start with our hand too, so not the end of the world. We're just going to go ahead and Ilima this. Put in Ho-Oh. Chansey the bench. We could put Giratina down too, for what it's worth. We're going to hit. And we power the Chansey here. Do 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 do. All right. Now we've got a shot. It's going to be hard to out-heal a Crobat, but we're going to try. Wow, do they still not have it? They bricked on it again. Very fortunate for us. This is like kind of nightmare for our opponents. They bricked on Crobat. That's great. Now we can no longer put energy on Blissey, right? It's a stage 1. So you have to be, that's like one of the things you have to be careful with this deck, is that you don't evolve Blissey too early. That way you won't be able to play any energy on it. They might have rage quit. They might be upset. Yeah, I think they're in trouble. I don't think they have too many options. Right? They're just... They might just be draining the clock at this point. Just annoyed. Cape. That's my Tony Hawk Pro Skater. Thank you, buddy. GG's. Yeah, they didn't have it. GG's. Ooh. Getting that early Nihiligo KO was great, and then they bricked on Crobat, so that's perfect for us. Alright. We got Magby Ho-Oh going second into a dark deck. It's a good start for us. It's always scary running into dark, especially if they're running like that Tyrogue deck that you've been seeing kind of go around, right? They can punch us early. Ooh, it's a Guzzlord deck. Okay. Naganadel is a one-hit on Magby, unfortunately, even with Cape, because they poison it, so our Magby is probably going down. Guzzlord. We two-shot Guzzlord, but Guzzlord has an opportunity to remove a lot of our energy. Start Chansey. Pokeball. Giratina. I'll go ahead and power Ho-Oh here. We see Blissey. We'll get another Pokeball. I wish we could do something about a perfect Naganadel on curve, but we just can't. Ho-Oh is going to be powered next turn, though. We might power the other Ho-Oh and sort of like juggle them a little. Okay, great. They didn't get it. They don't turn one it, which is solid. We are going to retreat, bring in Ho-Oh. We can power Chansey here. Professors. Remember, we cannot evolve our Chansey, right? We cannot make that mistake of evolving Chansey, so we can't, you know, wouldn't be able to power it. There we go. All right. If they bring in Guzz, as long as they don't hit me with 2, we're kind of okay. Hitting me with 3 would be rough. Mars is not fun. We need to find Blissey again. But nothing we could do about it. We can't play Blissey. Okay, there we go. I was gonna say, we can't play Blissey in that moment, right? They miss energy-wise. If I Sabrina, who do you think they give me? I don't know. I'm gonna fight with Chansey, though. I want to put the pressure on this Guzzlord. We both flip tails. It's going to be hard for them to out-heal this. They might Celesteela into something here and just give me a turn. They don't. All right. So now we just got to hope they don't get phenomenally lucky. Dang. They did get lucky. Okay. Well, put an energy here. I'm going to power. 2 heads. They needed 2. They got them. We can recover some HP if they like swing at us. Honestly, the play for them might be to grind core again. Because I mean, they'd have to get lucky again, but it could happen. They're gonna ultra thrusters, bring in Poiple. Is it Naganadel? We do one shot of Naganadel, which is nice. Okay, they're buying time. And this is actually really nice for us. If we hit our coin flip right here, we heal a lot. They have a ton of cards in their hand. They haven't got professors yet, but I'm just gonna disrupt their hand anyway. 5 cards. Move it down to 3. Maybe it helps them, but it's a lot of cards. Take our first point. Maybe heal? No, only one of us gets lucky coin flips around here. Next turn they hit me for 120, 150 with red. We might have got him though. Nihiligo to stall. They might have got a poison barb, but it's probably going to be late for it. Yeah, Blissey takes any energy. It's a colorless, so it'll take any energy. Which is, you know, Ho-Oh is a perfect combo for it. They're powering the bench Nihiligo and putting on a poison barb. I think this is an easy Sabrina play right here. Just don't get myself poisoned, right? Don't get poisoned. Get a KO. They probably give me, yeah, they give me the other Nihiligo. This is our second point. And now we're in a really good spot because we also have Giratina coming online soon. And we heal. Dang. Nice. Get us up to 180. No poison. Feeling pretty good. Nice big wall. I think our opponents are in trouble here. Nihiligo active, but obviously that doesn't mean anything. Celesteela lets them do whatever they want. They might have to play other Guzzlord and tank with it for a moment. Yeah. So they play other Guzzlord. They could Lucamine it and grind core me to stall. Which I think is a good play. Especially if they hit 2 heads again, right? They also poison barb. Alright, GG. Cyrus. For the game. Taking down the Guzzlord. Happy punch! So again, I don't know if this is the best version of Blissey or not. It's just the first one I wanted to make. Just kind of powering it with Ho-Oh, but also having other options like Magby and Giratina, depending on how you start, right? GG. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Again, this is just kind of my first brush with the Pokemon, but I wanted to go over the event, some of the cool things that you pull from it, and a deck that might be pretty successful for Blissey. Obviously, a lot of the promo EXs aren't amazing, but in a meta where we're able to generate a ton of extra energy with something like Ho-Oh and the babies, I think you could have a pretty fun meta with a card like this. Rayquaza also looking pretty good. In fact, probably a little bit better than this. It's just kind of the same thing, but a little faster, right? You don't need to hold that basic. However, it's an Oricorio answer. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I love you. I'll see y'all next time. We did it.